Hi, I'm Colin Miller here with Ben Hong at the Team Honda HRC Race Shop. We're excited to be here today to introduce an all-new Honda model. Ben, you want to give us an idea of what's under the cover?
You know I do, Colin. But I'm going to make everyone wait just a minute longer. Because before we can get to that, I think it's important we take a quick trip back in time. So picture this. It's 2002. Honda just unveiled the first generation CRF450R, its debut four-stroke motocrosser. All eyes are on this revolutionary bike, and it impresses right away. To begin with, the bike features Honda's Unicam engine and third generation twin-spar aluminum frame. That frame improves upon the frames that were used in the two-stroke motocrossers, and its success on multiple levels is hugely popular, namely because of its performance. But more than that, the CRF450R becomes known for its friendly characteristics that help the riders transition from the two-strokes. And since then, that platform, the CRF450R, has gone through 4 major updates to become the industry's top-selling full-size motocross bike. And that leads us up to the 2020 model that Ken Roczen and Justin Brayton just used to campaign the 2020 AMA Supercross Series.
Speaking of which, I think we have a message from Ken Roczen himself. Let's hear what he has to say and how excited he is about today's news.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in for today's announcement. I wish I could have been there with Ben and Colin, but we're still focused on the 2020 season. I really like how the CRF line has been evolving over the past few years, and I really love how the direction the engineers have been going. And I can't wait to throw my leg over the bike. Anyway, that's enough talking. Have fun, and let's see what the new bike's all about.
Whew, this is a pretty good looking motorcycle, isn't it, Colin?
Absolutely, Ben, and it's got the performance to match. But let's take a step back for a minute and see how we got to this. With any model, engineers always try to go into the redesign process with objectives. And with the CRF450R for 2021, they identified razor-sharp cornering as the development theme. In turn, that led to 3 goals: improved power, improved handling, and improved consistency for both the bike and the rider over the course of a moto.
So those were the general goals. Now let's dive into some of the specific technical changes, starting with the engine. One of the biggest changes in this area is at the exhaust port, which is now more centrally located and oval-shaped, which helps in the mid-RPM range. The capacity of the air filter and the air intake has been dramatically increased from 1.8 liters to 4.1 liters on the clean side of the air filter. And the injector angle has been changed from 30 degrees to 60 degrees. That improves the cooling of the air in the intake path. In addition, the layout of the decompression system has been revised, which enhances combustion stability in the low RPM range. Plus, there's a new exhaust system, which now features a single muffler. Now, as Colin mentioned, most of these changes go back to that goal of increasing torque feel in the low rev range, which helps the rider manage power in corners. And that means more consistency, turn after turn, lap after lap. So yeah, more power, but also better power. But there are other benefits as well. For example, the air filter is much easier to access, and the exhaust system, it's 2.7 pounds lighter and more direct, reducing the width of the bike not only at the rear, but also in the header area. And there's also an all-new clutch. With 27% larger capacity, it adds an additional clutch plate and a new friction spring. So together, these changes result in reduced clutch slip over the course of a tough moto. And since the clutch is now hydraulically actuated, the lever pull is lighter as well.
Engineers wanted to focus on delivering precise, controlled cornering, and they've done that through a host of changes. To start, lateral rigidity has been reduced by 20% by using narrower main frame spars and changing the reinforcement ribbing on the backside of the pivot plates. With vertical rigidity unchanged, what you can expect is a great combination of cornering performance and stability. The frame is also 1.5 pounds lighter. Speaking of weight savings, the subframe has been designed to eliminate the need for a support structure, dropping its weight to just 2 pounds, roughly 0.7 pounds down from before. Further down, you find an all-new swing arm that's narrower and has increased clearance in ruts, but also revised for improved rear traction and cornering. The geometry is updated to complement these changes and work towards that goal of improved cornering performance. The wheelbase is 1 millimeter shorter, and the trail has been reduced by 2 millimeters, and the swing arm angle is 0.9 degrees steeper. Additionally, the distance from the front axle to the swing arm pivot is 1.8 millimeters longer, and the ground clearance has been increased by 8 millimeters.
That's a lot of updates, Colin, but there's some changes to the suspension too, right?
That's right. Starting at the front, the Showa front fork has 5 millimeters more stroke for improved bump absorption. The triple clamps and axle holders have been redesigned to optimize rigidity, delivering improved flex characteristics for better feel on corner entry. At the rear, an updated shock has revised settings as well as an all-new ultra lightweight shock spring. It all works off a revised Pro-Link ratio as well.
So with the 21 CRF450R, all the technical changes circle back to the rider and what they're experiencing. But the bike looks quite a bit different as well.
For sure. The changes aren't just surface level alone. There's a lot of thought behind the updates and a consistent connection back to the original design goal.
To start, the lack of a left side muffler allowed that side panel to be moved inboard 50 millimeters, and even the right side panel is 20 millimeters inboard for an overall width reduction of 70 millimeters at the rear of the bike. New one-piece shrouds offer improved ventilation to the radiators, while the seat and mounting structure have been redesigned to be both lighter and easier to work on. Colin talked about weight reduction earlier. Weight has been reduced high on the bike as well by revising the cable layout by the handlebars. And while these sound like small details, they come together to create that improved feel and handling, all to lead to better quartering.
Yeah, and here's another example of that. For 21, engineers consolidated what used to be 3 switch assemblies into 2, one on each side of the handlebar. Speaking of that, the CRF450R still has Honda selectable torque control with 3 riding modes, 3-level HRC launch control, and an engine mode select button with 3 maps to adjust the output character.
So we've given you guys an idea of the technical changes to the 2021 CRF450R, but what about its performance in the real world? Now we're going to go do something really cool, which is hand it off to somebody who's actually been a part of this model's evolution over the years. I'm sure you guys all remember Trey Kennard from his Team Honda HRC career. These days, Trey's a factory test rider with the team, but he was also involved in the testing of this production model. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hey Honda fans, it's Trey Kennard here. Thanks for taking the time to check out the all-new CRF450R. I'm excited for you to see it. One of my favorite features about this bike has got to be the power character. As a race team, we spend so much time trying to find a bike that's both fast enough but still rideable. The engineers at Honda have achieved that this year. This bike is both extremely fast but also one of the most rideable bikes I've ever ridden. One of the things that really impressed me about this bike was its stability through braking bumps. It's really difficult to find a bike that can handle big, gnarly braking bumps but still be able to turn. This bike can do that. When I first saw this bike, I was so excited to go ride it. The thing's super sleek, extremely aggressive, and definitely ready to moto. In racing, you need every advantage you can get. The engineers at Honda have shaved weight off this bike, giving you an advantage that you can feel.
Nothing like hearing it straight from a pro, right, Colin?
Yeah, that's for sure, Ben. You could tell he really likes that 2021 CRF450R. Another cool thing is that the most important development that went into the 450 was carried over into a couple of other models, namely the 2021 CRF450R Works Edition and the closed course off-road focused CRF450RX, featuring upgrades based on the bikes that come out of this very building, the Team HRC Race Shop. The Works Edition version adds to the CRF450R platform with some really trick parts, such as a Hinson clutch cover and basket, specially designed cylinder head with hand-polished ports, Yoshimura titanium slip-on muffler, special ECU settings, upgraded DID LTX rims, titanium nitrate-coated fork legs, and more. Then there's the CRF450RX, an off-road machine that benefits dramatically from the reduced weight and increased attention to low-end power delivery we just talked about. Teams like Phoenix Racing, SLR Honda, and JCR Honda are going to love that bike. An off-road focused features include aluminum side stand, 18-inch rear wheel, and a 50-tooth rear sprocket, as well as dedicated ECU and suspension changes. It also has a reshaped 2.1-gallon fuel tank that narrows the radiator shroud width by 17.7 millimeters compared to the 20 model, as well as new handguards for this year.
And for those who like to extend their riding beyond the track, there's the 2021 CRF450X and CRF450RL. The X continues to dominate in Baja, with SLR Honda having won their second straight Baja 1000 last year. And for the dual sport bike, it's now called the CRF450RL to match its high level of performance. Both bikes now come standard with handguards too.
And there's one more important note to mention. While the all-new CRF450R is certainly the star, Honda will continue to offer the 2020 CRF450R as a more affordable option that's still capable of winning at a high level.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this overview of the 2021 Honda CRF450R and the rest of Honda's 450 CRF performance lineup. We can't wait for you guys to experience the all-new model for yourself. For more information, click over to our website at powersports.honda.com and be sure to visit your local dealer to learn more. We look forward to seeing you guys out there on the track or the trail.